Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us.
We welcome you to our first annual African American Heritage presentation. At this time, I present to you our MC, Pastor Rodney Hargrove, who is also a part of our restorative justice team here at Manor High School. Please give a round of applause for our MC this morning, Pastor Rodney Hargrove.
Good morning, good morning. Let me have your attention for just a moment, please. I know everyone's enjoying lunch. We're going to have at this time, everyone that can hear my voice, we're going to have the singing of the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. If you will, please stand to your feet. We're going to have Alexis and Alicia Patterson to sing Lift Every Voice and Sing. In respect for the Black National Anthem, please stand to your feet as I present Alexis and Alicia Patterson.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening sky. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Oh, sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you so much. You might be seated. At this time, we would like to bring up Miss Amy Ikamiki, and she is going to be doing Except All Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to present to you this morning Things Fall Apart. This book is one of the books recommended by the 45th President of the United States to read so that you know about African countries. Things Fall Apart is read in all the African high schools and the world over here in the United States. Why is this book important? It tells the story of Africa and the world. It tells the story of how European countries conquered the continent of Africa. It tells the story about slave trade. It tells you about how it comes to be that we have Africans here that are called African America. you need to read this book because of the global relationship that it will expose you to. Chinua Achebe was the foremost African writer. And Things Fall Apart is very popular worldwide. I'm going to read from page 138, a brief aspect. But let me ask, who can tell us here, you students, when did the first black man come to United States? Which century? Which century? They came in 15th century, even before the foundation of America. We have the black men. And when, before the independence, black men were here working and contributing to the economic of the United States. Now, this is the first man, white man, that came to United States. When he came, everybody was black. He was the only white person looking different. And they were curious. Somebody said in page 138, he was an albino. And they said, no, he's not an albino. He was quite different. He sipped the wine. And he was riding on an iron horse. What is iron horse? A bike. They had not seen a bike before in Africa. The first people who saw him ran away, but he stood, beckoning to them. In the end, he fearlessly went near, and some people even touched his white skin. The elders consulted their oracle, and he told them that the strange man, he was strange because Africans are black. And he was the only white man right there in their midst. And they couldn't make up anything. He's different, his color, his hair, and they say he had no toes because he was wearing strange shoes. Obiorika again drank a little of his wine, and so they killed the white man and tied his iron horse to their sacred tree because it looked as if it would run away to call the man's friends. And that was the first encounter of the white man, they call it, in black African continent. Thank you, guys.
At this time, I would like to bring up Merrill White, who will be doing a poem by Langston Hughes, A Dream Deferred. May I have your attention, please? Will you give a warm welcome to Merrill White, who will be doing a poem by Langston Hughes, A Dream Deferred.
What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Does it sag like a heavy load, or does it explode?
If you will, please hold your voices down for a moment. You're about to hear Aidan Rolland. He will be presenting to us I Have a Dream by Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at a table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a sweltering state, with the heat of injustice and oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. Thank you.
This will be the first time that we have ever had the I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but it will be rendered to us this time in Spanish by Breonna Johnson.
Yo tengo un sueño que un día esta nación se levantara y viviera el verdades. Ser evidente que todos los hombres son creados iguales. Yo tengo un sueño que un día en las colinas rojas de Georgia, los hijos de los antiguos esclavos y los hijos de antiguos propietarios de esclavos podrán sentarse juntos en una mesa de fraternidad. Yo tengo un sueño que un día incluso el estado de Mississippi, un estado desértico, sofocado por el calor de la injusticia y la opresión, transformada en un oasis de libertad y juicio. Yo tengo un sueño que mis 4 hijos algún día vivirán en una nación que no será juzgada por el color de su piel, pero con el contenido de su personaje. Tengo un sueño hoy.
It is with great honor that I bring to you a distinguished serviceman of the United States Army, Sergeant First Class Zambiaski Miller of the United States Army, representing African Americans in times of war. Will you please put your hands together as we honor this serviceman?
Thank you. Good morning. Again, my name is Sergeant First Class Zambiaski Miller. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. I'm a U.S. Army recruiter. I've been serving this great nation for the last 17 years. I've been to war 4 times, all year, and one was 15 months. So I have a great respect for this country and what we stand for. The reason I joined the Army, well, first of all, my father was a Marine, and so I was just brought up with a lot of value, pretty much the military value. So in saying that, I decided to join the Army. Right now, currently, I'm a 92 Alpha, which is an automated logistical specialist, which pretty much, to let y'all know what that is, I kind of run any type of supply that the Army offers. Anything that you can think of, that you see on the TV, that you see in the video games, it comes to my warehouse, and I make sure that the Army and all the people that's surrounding it has the greatest and the best. The reason I chose that job, because it's a job I learned that supply and demand is pretty good in the business world, and that's what I want to do after my 20 years in the Army. Some of my accomplishments while in the Army, I ran what they call an SSA. It's pretty much a warehouse. And what the warehouse is we have like hundreds and thousands of them. I ran a warehouse, and I competed to be the best warehouse in the Army at the time. I made that accomplishment twice, and as far as I know, I don't think anybody else in the Army has done that. Another thing in the that I'm kind of proud of is I was selected as a recruiter. And if you don't know, in the Army, as a recruiter, they try to pick out the best of the best of the best. And the Army thought that I was the best, and they wanted me to come out here and find people exactly like me. So I'm doing this for the next 3 years. I would like to bring to your attention two people that paved the way for Black Americans in the military. The first is Colin Powell. Colin Powell was a 4-star general in the United States Army. He was the first and so far the only Black Joint Chief of Staff. And if you don't know who's the Joint Chief of Staff, that's the highest military officer in the United States. Colin Powell was also the first Black Secretary of State. So he paved the way for a lot of Black Americans in the military to do what they're doing now. The second person I'd like to bring up is Richard Overton. Do anybody know who Richard Overton is? You do? Okay. So Richard Overton, he was born in May 11th, 1906. He served in World War II. Currently, he is the oldest living World War II survivor in the United States. Anybody can know where Richard Overton lives? He stays right here in Austin. So he's a big inspiration to a lot of Black Americans. If you ever get a little time to look Richard Overton up, read about his story. It's very inspirational. With that said, thank you for allowing me to come here. Thank you for allowing me to present, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, now something very special for you, performed by some of your peers, Demaya Love, Kamaya Taylor, Fashina Flosade, and Martea Walker. If you will please receive them, something very special for you, a poem by Maya Angelou, Phenomenal Woman.
Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's the reach in my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, and the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
I walk into a room, just as cool as you please. And to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, and the grace of my style. I am a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally. I'm a woman, that's me.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. It's time for you guys to return to class now. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed our Black History program. Have a great day.
Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening sky. Let it resound loud Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory